Good evening and welcome to Victoria Stadium in Gibraltar. After an absence of one season, Dundalk are back in European competition, a platform and an arena in which the club has a proud history stretching back 60 years to their first ever encounter against FC Zurich in 1963. There have been stories, history and legends written and created in the 60 years since. Stephen O'Donnell and his crop of Dundalk players will want to make memories, tales and myths of their own beginning today. Our coverage today is brought to you in association with McBride & Co. Accountants, Jocelyn Street, Dundalk. The right choice for your personal or business accountancy and taxation needs. You can find them at mcbrideandco.ie. Welcome to our coverage from the Victoria Stadium here in Gibraltar. Both sets of players out onto the surface here. It's an artificial surface in the Victoria Stadium and it is sweltering here this evening for this match. Dundalk in all white this evening. Bruno's the team who have changed. They've got green shirts and grey shorts and stockings. Alongside me on co-commentary, I'll be joined in a moment by the Dundalk player Keith Ward. He's just making his way in into the position, and James will help him maybe get into position. James Rogers is alongside me here at the moment. Keith Ward making his way into position here to have a word with me. Well, just very quickly, while Keith gets himself into position, we will have a look at the Dundalk team that will do battle here this evening. In goal is Nathan Shepherd, Archie Davies, Louis Ansley, Andy Boyle and Darragh Leahy is the back four. Greg Sloggett, Conor Malley and Johannes Uli Coco are the midfield three. And the forward players for Dundalk this evening: Daniel Kelly on the right hand side, left hand side is Ryan O'Kane, and through the middle this evening for Dundalk is Pat Hooban. For the opposition, Bruno's Magpies today, well, they have made 5 changes. That Dundalk team, incidentally, 2 changes to the side that were beaten by Bohemians on Friday evening. For Bruno's Magpies, they've made 5 changes to their last competitive game. That was the Rock Cup final against Lincoln Red Imps here in this very stadium, a match which they won. They won the Rock Cup, the first major trophy in Gibraltar of their history. The 2 captains just shaking hands down there, Kyle Casciaro of Bruno's Magpies and Pat Hooban, and I'm glad to say alongside me, I'm sorry to say as well, alongside me is Keith Ward. Keith, first of all, brilliant to have you on board. Thank you very much for agreeing to do this, but commiserations on the injury that I know you suffered on Friday night. That must have been disappointing not to be out there, because it would have been your first Dundalk European appearance, would it not, for Dundalk?
Yeah, I think you're right, actually. The last time I think I only get injured at Dundalk, to be honest. Actually, to be honest, I haven't been injured in a very long time. Obviously, it's I've been unlucky with the injury on Friday. Just nothing in it. Obviously, a little clash with the keeper and just done a bit of damage to my knee. So look, I got a bit of sunbathing in today, so that was probably the best.
Was
thing
that the plan? Keith, is the question.
No, it wasn't the plan. Yeah. I'd rather be out there, but look, second best seat in the house, so we'll take it. You have a decent seat, all right. Well, listen, thank you very much once again for agreeing to do this. We're delighted to have you on board, and I know one thing: there will be no silence while Keith Ward is on co-commentary alongside me here. Dundalk are moving into position. We are very, very close to kick-off here at the Victoria Stadium. 2 changes to the Dundalk team this evening, and those changes are Hayden Muller and Paul Doyle. They're the players who make way into the side. Come Andy Boyle for that experience at the back, I guess. He joins Sean Gannon this evening on the most decorated Dundalk player in Europe, the most number of appearances. So it's great to see him alongside Louis Ansley, who is of course very familiar with Gibraltar football. Absolutely. And then we've got the wonder kid in left wing, haven't we, Ryan? Ryan
O'Kane is the other change. He comes into the team as well for Paul Doyle this evening. Dundalk have the ball here early on, but Greg Sloggett has given that away. Dundalk win it back in midfield. Conor Malley, there's a real scrap in there. Very hot down pitch side, kid.
It's very hot. It has been very hot, to be fair. We got an hour on it yesterday, so we got a feel for it yesterday. But if you're watching in, obviously you're gonna. Could be a slow paced game, but hopefully in the moments we just get a bit of pace, and with the boys on the wing, Dickie and Ryan, with their threat and that, so hopefully we can use that today.
As you can probably hear across the microphones, both of us do have wind guards on our microphones, but it's very, very windy, isn't it? Is that a help to the players down there, Keith?
Yeah, well, I think it helps with the heat, doesn't it? A bit of wind and that, like you don't want a dead heat out there. That's a free kick.
Johannes Uli Coco bundled over about 4 or 5 yards outside the penalty area to the right hand side. Keith Ward might fancy this if he was on the pitch, but sadly he's not. Dundalk though with a free kick in a good position, but there is a real breeze blowing across the pitch here, and that has to be some sort of relief for the players down there in what is extreme heat. Over 30 degrees expected here today. The Dundalk supporters, we're very lucky underneath the stand here in the Victoria Stadium. The Dundalk supporters away to our left hand side on the far side of the pitch, they are out baking in the sun, and I do hope that they all have hats, let's put it that way. Dundalk with a free kick here now, right hand side of the penalty area. It'll be Conor Malley who'll take this one. Pat Hooban lurking just beyond that.
He put in a great ball on Friday, didn't he, on the 6-yard box, so if we can do that again, hopefully we can get someone on the end of it.
It's a real talent that Conor Malley has, so good from set piece positions, very good deliverer of the ball. Can he produce one here? Right foot in, it's a decent looking ball, and that's just hooked away from the edge of the 6-yard box by Bruno's Magpies defender. It'll be a throw into Dundalk on the left hand side, but Keith mentioned it in the build up to that free kick. Conor Malley very, very useful from those and caused problems in there for Bruno's early on.
Yeah, well, Conor technically is probably as good as anyone in the league as a footballer. The ability he has, he's obviously come in from England and that, played a little bit in England, but he hasn't had a lot of games. But from the moment we've seen him in training, you can see the talent he has in that. And I think, the first half of the season, his form was maybe a little bit in and out.
Dangerous ball in by Dundalk. This time Ryan O'Kane from the left hand side, away by Bruno's. Here's Archie Davies, gets it onto the right foot and strikes it. Another player with a very good delivery from wide areas, and hasn't yet scored for Dundalk, but he has threatened in games.
It's coming, isn't it? Archie's been probably one of the best players, not only for us this season but in the league. Archie Alves, I call him. He just bombs, doesn't he, down the right, and his deliveries and he's just been a class player, hasn't he?
He's really locked down that right back spot for Dundalk this season. He started all but one of Dundalk's matches in 2023, carrying on that sequence into European football here this evening. It's a goal kick for the home side, which will be taken by Jalen Hankins, on loan at the club from Lincoln Red Imps until the end of this month. Not entirely sure if it's clear what he'll do after that. Here's Johannes Ulikoko. Now Pat Hooban poked out to the right hand side, defending to do for Joseph Cipollina. Ryan O'Kane has it for Dundalk. Now Pat Hooban. Dundalk have started at a good pace here at Victoria Stadium, but this might be a chance for Bruno's to come forward. Shot from distance, well out, but well off target as well by Jose Geraldes.
Yeah, chance to be fair. That's probably if we're watching it in the game, that's probably how they're going to look to play. Catches on the counter attack, the two lads up front. So we've actually been aware of that, and that's kind of how we expected them to set up. But we just kind of clean up a little bit. Maybe if Pat could have found Ryan there, but it's just something we obviously have to be aware of. But have
you been able to watch much footage of Bruno's Magpies?
No,
it's difficult to get, isn't it?
We got one game on them against Preston pre-season. We watched both halves, obviously, and that's as good as we got. So it's a little bit difficult. That's a free kick, is it? Usually every game we watch, we get a lot of clips from a lot of different games, and obviously you get a better feeling for the team. But it has been difficult.
4 minutes played here at Victoria Stadium. Dundalk have the ball left hand side now with Darragh Leahy, and it's Ryan O'Kane now, squeezes it back to Leahy. He's done well there, all the way back now for Louis Ansley on the halfway line. The Dundalk player that Stephen O'Donnell will have been turning to for information in the weeks since the draw. Very familiar with this stadium as a Gibraltar international, and has played here at club level as well. Throw in for Magpies now on the left hand side, which will be taken by Joseph Cipollina, a new arrival this summer from Lincoln Red Imps. Was part of the Lincoln Red Imps side that shocked Celtic 1-0 at this stadium around this time 7 years ago. The giant killing dream didn't last though. Scottish side winning through in the return leg by 3-0.
Listening to the shouts there, Eddie.
Free kick to Bruno's Magpies, just inside their half of the pitch. Fouled, well, according to the referee, Jose Geraldes, the player down, and he's back to his feet gingerly. He's another one of the new summer arrivals at Bruno's, like so many others coming from the Spanish fourth tier. May not be the highest level of football in Spain, but they'll certainly have technique, won't they, Keith, these players?
Absolutely, technically you'd expect them to be good on the ball, obviously, as European players and that, and they'd obviously be used to the heat, you'd like to think, if they played in Spain and that.
Cipollina with the long ball forward. Darragh Leahy with the header away. There's an offside against one of those Bruno's players, and it'll be a touch for Nathan Shepherd. Louis Ansley, the player standing over the ball, and he plays it back to his goalkeeper, who returns it to Ansley again, the ex-Blackburn player. Here's Conor Malley. Malley poking it back to Andy Boyle. So good to see him back in the Dundalk team this evening. 37 appearances in Europe for Dundalk before this evening. That makes it 38. 36 starts in total. He's equalled Sean Gannon's record, as I said, of 38 for the club. With this start this evening, Andy Boyle, and he wants the ball back from his goalkeeper. Good crowd of Dundalk supporters across there on the far side, enjoying the sunshine, or suffering in the sunshine, depending how you look at it. What's the surface like down there? How does it compare to Oriel Park? It is an artificial surface, Kate.
Great run, Dickie. Great run.
Daniel Kelly on the run on the right hand side, gets it from Archie Davis. Chance to run inside of Cipollina on the left foot, pokes it into the 6-yard box, but out comes the goalkeeper Hankins, Jalen Hankins, to collect that. Continue.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a good Astro, to be fair. The pitch is probably a better Astro than us. Obviously, it's dry. It's obviously not going to be.
And they haven't watered it, yeah.
No, and just the bounce on it, like our pitch. Teams find the bounce a little bit difficult, but it's a bit of a dead bounce on that. We actually came to the game on Tuesday to watch Quarterback and Lincoln.
Did the whole squad come in?
No, just because I was injured, I was allowed to go down and watch. And one of the goals came from Quarterback from the ball bouncing, difficulty in the box, and the goal came from that. So it is something we've been aware of. Is the bounce can be a little bit difficult, as it is on Astros.
Dundalk throw in. Archie Davies will take it midway inside the Magpies half of the field. Good start for Dundalk here. We've had 7 minutes and Dundalk largely in control of the ball, but Magpies have had just that one little threat on the break, of which Jose Heralde is unable to do anything with it. They've got the ball back here again now, and that's helped on by Jamie Coombs out to that right hand side. Coming forward is Andre Dos Santos, who decides to turn back and use Ruben Diaz. Now it's Olmo Gonzalez on the ball midway inside the Magpies half, and he ventures forward a few yards and now uses Joseph Cipollina on the left hand side. Cipollina forward, that's cut out by Andy Boyle, does well just to cushion that down for Greg Sloggett, who brings it through the midfield. Sloggett being pursued by Kyle Casciaro. Dundalk still with the possession with Conor Malley. Now it's Andy Boyle, and here's Davies now. Johanna Zuli-Coco on the move forward. He's in the full forward position at the moment, with Pat Hubin dropping into midfield, something that Hubin likes to do, so adept at it, makes up the extra man in the middle, and so good at protecting the ball and feeding players on either side, isn't he?
He's a dream to play with, if I'm playing up in the 10 and that, if it comes into Pat, it's going to stick and you can make runs off him and you can drop off, but like that as well, with Pat coming to feet and said the halves get attracted coming in, give space maybe for the wingers or the number 10 to make a spin in behind, so it's good. One of the good things playing with Pat, his movement's very good as well, obviously. Look at Scolds.
Yes, yeah. Here's Davies for Kelly, gets it back from Hubin. Kelly, can he keep it in play? He does it. He puts it into the 6-yard box. Johanna Zuli-Coco looks to get a touch in it, which he does. He claims that the last touch was off the Magpies player, and he was looking for a corner kick off that, but the referee has decided that Jalen Hankins will have the possession and the home side. It's a small stadium here in Gibraltar, just 3,000 people it holds seated, but it's an impressive sight behind the goal way to our right hand side, Keith, isn't it, with the Rock of Gibraltar imposing, isn't it, over the ground. Really is.
Some view.
It's fantastic. Have you managed to get up onto the Rock of Gibraltar at all?
I'm afraid of heights, you wouldn't get me near that.
Yeah. Here's a goal kick now for Bruno's Magpies. Jalen Hankins, 9 clean sheets in 19 games last season for the Magpies. Played a pivotal role in the National Cup win over his parent club, Lincoln Red Imps.
That's a free kick.
Saving a penalty in the penalty shootout at the end, after the match had finished 1-1. Now Louis Ansley.
Something we should do as well, just kind of hand on and play. Can we play quick? I know it's hot and that, but when free kicks are won and that, and you might catch someone out, hand on and play. So it's good from Greg. Here's
Davies now. Hubin just slips at the wrong moment. Good challenge in there by Gonzalez, getting it away for Magpies. Sloggett was into it in midfield, and there'll be a free kick to Magpies for a foul by Sloggett.
Soft.
I have a funny feeling Keith Ward's going to be telling you just how soft the free kicks were throughout this match. I don't think Magpies have won one that hasn't been soft yet, according to you, Keith.
It's rich coming from me as well, isn't it?
Here's Magpies with the ball again. Andre Dos Santos on the right hand side turns back and uses the Spanish born centre back Ruben Diaz in his 4th season with the Magpies.
They're looking for them switches, aren't they, Adrian? There's a it's a bad touch, but yeah.
Long switch from right to left across to this left hand side towards Kyle Casciaro, but too much pace on the ball, and it's gone out for a throw into Dundalk and to Archie Davies, starting the 100th game of his career this evening, his first in Europe. Archie Davies. Here's Boyle. Now Sloggett. Ansley just puts it into midfield a little blindly. That'll be picked up in there by Carlos Garcia. Now it's back with Diaz on the halfway line, the centre back, and he helps it across to Dos Santos right hand side. Dos Santos. Now it's Jamie Coombs. Gonzalez now. And Gonzalez, he's the other of the two centre backs alongside Diaz for Bruno's Magpies starting to grow into the game just at the moment. Some possession inside the Dundalk half. A really good ball. Chance to cross this in for Magpies. It's a really disappointing cross from that right hand side. I think it was Jamie Coombs with the cross, was it? But he's overheaded and put it behind the goal. Really, it should have been better for Magpies.
Yeah, no, it was well worked, to be fair to them. A good ball in behind, and better cross there. You could be in trouble, but luckily
it was the fullback Andre dos Santos with the cross who'd gone forward. 31 years of age, the Brazilian.
Nice corner.
Really should have done better. The Brazilian full-back had a real chance to open up Dundalk, but passed up the opportunity. Dundalk have it again here now with Louis Ansley. Ansley, plenty of space ahead of him, uses Darragh Leahy on the left-hand side. Leahy takes his time and has a look forward, goes back for Ansley again. Ansley has Davies on the right-hand side now. Davies with one touch and his second puts it into Johannes Uli Koko in midfield, who just stretches to keep the possession before Kyle Casciaro can take it off him.
Took his goal well last week, didn't he, Yo?
Johannes Uli, yeah, excellent. Excellent. He scored a couple of goals against Bohemians this season. His debut goal on his debut for Dundalk was against Bohemians. Unfortunately, didn't help Dundalk to a win. Here's Greg Sloggett. Now it's Daniel Kelly right of the penalty area. Kelly takes a touch and puts it in. It's a dangerous one, and it's put wide by Johannes Uli Koko. Maybe didn't get the cleanest of connections on it. Keith has an opinion it came off the shoulder.
Come off the shoulder.
Well, that was the best opening of the game, no doubt about it. And really, it looked a real opportunity for Dundalk.
Probably Sligo in the showgrounds to get on the end of that.
Right, goal kick for Bruno's Magpies, but Dundalk with the game's first real opening on 13 minutes, the best chance of the game, and Johannes Uli Koko unable to take advantage of it.
Yeah, great work, to be fair. It was patient, great ball into Greg, positive touch, great ball out to Dickie. Not known really for his crossing that, but Dickie, it's something he's got very, very good at this year, and he's put in a hell of a ball, to be fair. You probably want Pat on the end of that, but no, good signs. I think we've been quite comfortable the first 13 minutes.
Certainly a good start for Dundalk here at Victoria Stadium, but not the goal that their play might have produced. Not just yet anyway. Here's Leahy now, just inside the Magpies half, up to the feet of Pat Houben. Houben cushions it well and plays it into midfield to Conor Malley. Now Greg Sloggett looking for options, and he's got one. Left hand side, Ryan O'Kane, can he control it? Nods it, first time down for Darragh Leahy. They've kept it well there, Dundalk. Now it's with Conor Malley. Daniel Kelly making his way across to this right touchline, and he receives the ball from Malley, but he's pressurised straight away by Cipollina. It'll be a Dundalk ball, a throw in right hand side, which Archie Davies will take. Davies for Uli Koko, gets it back again. Andy Boyle is well advanced as an option, but the pass not accurate enough for Boyle, and that's gone out for a throw in to Bruno's Magpies. This evening, Dundalk's 91st match in European football across 7 competitions: the European Cup, the Fairs Cup, the Cup Winners' Cup, the UEFA Cup, the Champions League, the Europa League, and now the Europa Conference League. The record to date: played 90, won 21, drew 19, lost 50. And Keith Ward is looking at me because he thought I knew all that stuff off by heart. And I'm reading it from notes.
No one needs to know that. That's just your stats. Intertoto, did you say as well? Were they in the Intertoto?
No, that wasn't in the list. No, that wasn't in the list. No, Fairs Cup. It's a throw into Bruno's Magpies on the left hand side, just in front of the Dundalk bench, and it'll be Joseph Cipollina who'll take it.
He's got a long throw here, has he? It looks like it, because a few big lads are coming up, aren't they?
Certainly, they've all moved away from him, haven't they, all the players? So it looks like it'll be a long one into the penalty area, and the centre backs have come forward for this. Certainly Diaz has. Magpies with plenty of players forward inside the penalty area. Dundalk with organising to do. Nathan Shepherd doing it. Is a long throw and it's beyond the penalty spot. Dundalk do manage to get it away. Magpies trying to resurrect it, and the shot on the volley is from Andre dos Santos, and that's gone behind, and that'll be a goal kick for Dundalk. And well, Dundalk will have to be mindful of that when they concede throw-ins as the game goes on. Finn Harp style, that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Finn Park, Ollie Horgan.
He certainly was.
He'd be looking at him he could be at Galway in a few months. He could.
Long throw in then.
Absolutely, that is a dangerous ball. It's flat as well, so it can be tough. Great pick out. Ships, no.
I'd say Nathan Shepherd has given that away cheaply, and well, Magpies have done the same. Jack Storer, Birmingham-born striker, unable to take advantage, but Magpies have it back again. They're seeing more of the ball in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Cipollina with the long switch across to the right hand side. Here's Coombs, peels for an offside by Dundalk players, and they get the decision from the assistant on the far side.
It's a great ball, that, wasn't it, to be fair? It's a great pick out from the left back.
Here's Nathan Shepherd now, making his European debut, although he has been at Victoria Stadium before, having been on the bench for Wales in their 7-0 Euro Under-21 Championship qualifier with Gibraltar Under-21s in November 2021. Bruno Magpies goalkeeper Jalen Hankins was in goal that night. Here's the left centre back, Olmo Gonzalez, 36 years of age. Plenty of players over the age of 30 in this Bruno squad.
Good, Darragh.
Darragh reads the ball well and intercepts for Dundalk, and Pat Hubin is bundled over in the centre circle. No free kick according to the referee, who was right on top of it. Dundalk have the ball though. Conor Malley, definitely seems to be a Dundalk tactic to pick out the two wingers whenever they can. Certainly Daniel Kelly has seen plenty of crossfield balls for Dundalk so far this evening. Magpies have it back though. It's with Garcia. That's through to the feet of Heraldez, who lays it off into midfield. Magpies coming forward with purpose. And they have it now, right hand side. Coombs, but another offside against Magpies. And well, not only are offsides valuable in a defensive sense, but they do save energy as well, don't they, on days like today, Kate?
A little breather like that as well. You kind of need to get them little breathers today with it being so hot. You can see the pace of the game is obviously slower to our matches back home, but like that, you said, like you get a little breather for 5-10 seconds. And
it would be lovely for Dundalk to think that they could take a decisive result out of this game today and make things easier for next week, especially with Shamrock Rovers on Sunday.
And but we're down bodies.
That is true.
Moment, so with 3 games and nearly 10 days, is it? Kind of 10 days, 3 games, 10 days. Look at our bench at the moment.
But
it's John Martin at the moment. He's kind of struggling a bit. But we've plastered him up and put him on the bench. John being John, you know what I mean?
I know, yeah.
Great fella. So we're obviously struggling a little bit on the bench, and you're looking at our bench today with the heat and that, we're going to have to empty it. So
the Dundalk bench incidentally today is Peter Cherry, Mark Byrne, so 2 goalkeepers on the bench. Alfie Lewis, John Martin, Hayden Muller, Robbie McCourt, Paul Doyle, Anthony Mayo and Mayoa Anamasahoon on the bench for Dundalk today. Here's Cipollina now, the left back. We've had 18 and a half minutes in the first half here at Victoria Stadium, and it's Dundalk level still with their opponents. Bruno's Magpies 0, Dundalk 0 here at the moment. And it's the home side who have the throw-in on the halfway line. Can't emphasise enough just how warm it is inside the stadium here today. We're very, very fortunate in the press area that we are in the shade, and there's a pleasant breeze blowing here too, but pitch side it's a very different experience for those players down there and those Dundalk supporters on the far side. Here's Cipollina again. Every one of the, I think it's 12 teams in the top division in Gibraltar football play here at this stadium, the Victoria Stadium. 36,000 people or so, the population of Gibraltar, who are coming forward now through Bruno's Magpies, but they've run that out over the end line, and that'll be a goal kick for Dundalk. And I'd imagine, Keith, we're inside the 20th minute of the game, and Stephen O'Donnell will probably be happy enough with what he's seen from the team.
I think we started the better team, definitely. Johannes' chance has been the best chance in the game. It's probably flattened out a little bit. They've come into it now the last 5-10 minutes, but no, I think we've looked comfortable, to be fair. I think I think we can get a few passes together as well again, and if we can get it out to the wide men or up to Pat, I think there's a chance for us to score. Great spin, Ryan. It's a good ball from Darragh.
Ryan O'Kane on the move across the left hand side. That's come off the Magpies full back last, Dos Santos. It's out for a throw in to Dundalk. Of course, League of Ireland clubs not with great results over the last couple of days in Europe, with Shamrock Rovers beaten and St Patrick's Athletic beaten. Difficult times for them when the draw was made. So many people felt that there was every chance of all 4 League of Ireland clubs going through in European competition, but that doesn't look so certain anymore.
Big goal for Pats, wasn't it, the last kick of the game? Kind of, they got one late to give them a chance to bring them back to Inchicore.
2-1 that tie now against Dundalk does give them a chance, certainly. St Patrick's Athletic, and they will certainly feel at Richmond Park they'll have an opportunity to turn that game around. Difficult one for Shamrock Rovers though, going to Iceland. A goal down now. Here's Pat Hubin. Hubin protects it. Ryan O'Kane coming in off the left hand side. Now Greg Sloggett takes a touch and drills it out across to the right hand side to Dan Kelly. Kelly under control now, moves inside and away from Casciaro. in support is Malley. Malley feeds it in towards the feet of Kelly again. He's found Ryan O'Kane. O'Kane central, back to Kelly again. Can they work room for the shot, Dundalk? It might fall for Conor Malley. Malley has slipped it into the penalty area, and Johannes Uli Coco is the furthest player forward, but alive to the danger was Jalen Hankins, who collects it, and the danger passes from a Bruno's Magpies perspective. Jalen Hankins, 22-year-old goalkeeper, with the ball in hand. Dundalk coming into this game in decent form. Friday night's loss to Bohemians was their first in 6 matches. What's the mood like in the dressing room? That was a disappointing one, Keith.
It was a disappointing one, because with 10 minutes to go against anyone and we're winning the game, we should be seeing that out, you know. Just kind of the goals we've given away were kind of disappointing, you know. But like you said, with Euro coming around, the games are coming thick and fast. You can't really dwell on it, so it's good to have games coming, especially after defeat. You just want to get out there again and play a game straight away. So, you know.
A reminder that our coverage today is brought to you with McBride & Co. Accountants, Jocelyn Street, Dundalk. The right choice for your personal or business accountancy and taxation needs. You can find them at mcbrideandco.ie. So thank you very much to McBride & Co. for their support today.
Go on, right.
Ryan O'Kane across on the left hand side, won't get there before Dos Santos. Now it's
Pat
Newman heading it on into the path of Ryan O'Kane. O'Kane, he's in behind here. He's into the penalty area. O'Kane, that's saved by Hankins and away. Chance for Daniel Kelly on the follow up.
What a save!
Really good save by Jalen Hankins. And Dundalk so close to an opening goal for the second time in the game. Ryan O'Kane with a really good run. And here's Magpies coming the other way. It's Coombs now coming in off the right hand side. He does have a player in the middle. Dangerous ball, and that's wide. Geez. And that was a chance and a half for Jack Storer. Really should have scored. We should have had a goal at either end within a minute of each other. And Jack Storer, the ball was slid across by Jazz Coombs. Perfect pace on it. And Storer just need to slip it past Nathan Shepherd, but he slipped it past the post.
I thought it was a goal. I thought it was 3 goals there. I thought Ryan was going to finish. To be fair to the keeper, he made a great save. He made a brilliant save from Dickey as well on the rebound. And then there, you really should be finishing, shouldn't he? It's a great ball. It's a great switch. Great ball across the box, and you know, every striker's dream, 6-yard box. You think he's just going to slot it. So lucky enough for us, he didn't. Obviously, a water break coming in there, but like seeing games like that, we looked at their age profile of the players.
They have a lot of older players, though, don't they? Yeah.
And that's where Ryan, obviously with his pace, and Dickey with his pace. If we can get them sharp 1-2s, you know, Ryan, you see how far he got away from the lads there. He's in. So
just looking at that back four, Andre Dos Santos, who Ryan O'Kane is directly up against, is 31. Ruben Diaz, if he cuts inside, he's facing up against him, 34. If he beats him, it's a 36-year-old. And if Ryan carries on across to the other side of the pitch, he'll be up against a 35-year-old. They're incredible ages to play in the seat,
absolutely. And like especially for a defence like that, it's nearly unheard of these days, isn't it? So that's what I mean with Ryan and Dickey on the wings, the pace they both have, how sharp they are, and if you can get little quick 1-2s around the box like you've seen there with Ryan, even though he's 30 yards from goal, you can make your way into the box and get a great chance. And he's done very well there, Ryan, to be fair. It's a good save, even from Dickey following in. You can't do a lot more. You just kind of think, hit the target there, you've got a chance. So yeah, we'll take a bit of positives from that, definitely.
They also have a 32-year-old in midfield, and Kyle Casciaro on the left-hand side is 35 years of age. So not even young 30-year-olds like you are, Keith.
I could be playing here in a few years. Got a chance.
Well, the water break has been dealt with, and both sets of players back into the fray and ready to get back underway here. Nathan Shepherd goes to retrieve the ball.
Is the wind, would you say the wind's with the Magpies a bit? It's kind of, is it coming down a bit across, but coming down a bit?
The corner flag away to our left hand side does suggest it's in Magpies' favour across the pitch to some extent, but definitely behind the Magpies a bit more than Dundalk. Bruno's Magpies in it, as I said, their chain strip this evening. They usually play in black and white stripes. That is because there is a link to Newcastle United. Their first ever manager, Mike Embleton, was a die-hard Newcastle United fan and only agreed to manage the team if they were called the Magpies, in homage to his favourite club.
Conor Malley be happy to hear that, big Newcastle fan.
Absolutely. I met Conor Malley's father recently after the Shamrock Rovers game. He was in great form. Free kick to Dundalk. Ryan O'Kane felled. Within shooting distance, do you think, Keith?
Not for me. Anyway, maybe someone else might. Maybe just with the wind behind us, it might just go in the box. But you never know now.
Conor Malley lurking over it. Darragh Leahy also standing over it too. Referee just walking out the 10 yards, and Dundalk with a chance to test Jalen Hankins and his defence here once again from a set piece now for Dundalk. We're inside the 26th minute of the game. Still scoreless for those of you who have just joined us on LMFM radio, lmfm.ie or on the LMFM app. Looks like Darragh Leahy is taking the responsibility for this one. It'll be a left-footed delivery from the left-hand side pretty much. In it goes, it's crossed in. Too much distance on it though for everybody in white, and that's gone behind.
Good ball. No, I thought that was a good ball. I'd like someone coming around the back maybe. Darragh's put in a great ball. His deliveries are usually on point. Chipped in, when I say, a good few assists this season with his delivery. He's been brilliant.
Here's Jalen Hankins again. Tom O'Connor is listening in or watching in. Well, listening in this evening. We're not on LOI TV tonight. He's listening in this evening, and he said one upside to Keith Ward's injury is the fact that we're getting to listen to him on the radio. Great mix of insight and light-hearted comments. So someone's enjoying having you on.
Probably the only one.
Jason Kirk also listening in this evening. Fintan Kieran as well. So thanks all. At Adrian Taff on Twitter if you want us to give you a shout out during the commentary. Let us know you're out there supporting the Lily Whites here as they start their 2023 European Odyssey. How far can it take them? There's an Icelandic or Welsh side awaiting them in the next round should they get past Bruno's Magpies. Still scoreless here after 27.5 minutes. Louis Ansley with the possession.
No, Connor.
I do notice that people are saying they're listening in for you, Keith, rather than me. That hasn't gone down well. Here's Andy Boyle to the chest of Pat Houben. Houben under control.
Done that well, hasn't he?
Now Malley to Leahy. Leahy back for Malley again. About 5 yards inside the Bruno's half on the left hand side. Malley looking for the run of Kelly into Kelly, edge of the penalty area. His touch just takes it in the wrong direction, and Magpies get the opportunity to bring it away here. Left hand side, it's Casciaro with it. Checks inside of Archie Davies, who loses his footing somewhat. They've given it away. Dundalk have it. Ryan O'Kane, but his touch isn't good enough, and Magpies will play that back to their goalkeeper. And Hankins will let that ball roll towards him, and he'll be pressurised by Uli Coco, but he will get it away only as far as Darragh Leahy on the halfway line. Pat Houben, good ball outside of the boot, finds O'Kane left hand side. O'Kane up against Dos Santos, still Ryan O'Kane. O'Kane back for Darragh Leahy in support. Leahy, O'Kane again looking for space on the left hand side. Still Ryan O'Kane, gets it onto the right foot, puts the delivery in, away by Diaz, only as far as Archie Davies. Dundalk pressing Bruno's Magpies back here at the moment. They've had the lion's share of the possession, I think it's fair to say, in the opening 28.5 minutes here. Haven't yet been able to do anything with it in terms of a goal. They have created chances though, gilt-edged ones for Johannes Uli Coco and Ryan O'Kane with opportunities. Jack Storer with the outstanding chance for Bruno's Magpies at the other end, from which he really should have scored. Here's O'Kane again now for Dundalk. Him and Darragh Leahy are combining well on the left hand side. The cross goes in, headed away by Diaz. Dundalk will pick it up here through Greg Sloggett. Dundalk, everybody save for Nathan Shepherd inside the Magpies half of the field at the moment. Now Leahy, good possession this by Dundalk. Can they find the cross? And Leahy sends it in, but sends it behind the goal, and a really promising minute and a half of possession comes to nothing at the moment.
It was a good phase. We obviously got 2 crosses in, but it's good, like the gaffer wants us. If you're getting balls in the box, he wants us retrieving it on the edge of the box, and then you can kind of start dominating a team, and they find it hard to get out. So that was a good spell there for a minute or two, and obviously Darragh be disappointed with his cross there at the end, but a good little spell of pressure there, and we can keep that up. We get balls in the box, we'll get Pat on the end of one hopefully soon.
Jalen Hankins has the ball in hand again, as he has quite often in the first half. That's an illustration of how much possession and how much Dundalk have spent inside the attacking third. See plenty of the ball, the goalkeeper. Yes, taking his time over it all right. And now delivers it across to the Magpies left hand side. And it's Greg Sloggett though with the touch on it, and he's put it out for a throw in to the home side this evening. Representing Stephen O'Donnell's first time managing in European football. As a player, he made 26 European appearances.
That's the big throw, isn't it?
Not this time by Cipollina. Throws it short. Greg Sloggett scrapping. Daniel Kelly is just caught in the face. Referee tempted to stop it, but they have it again here. And that's another dangerous ball in. This should be 1-0 for Magpies. Off the line, and Nathan Shepherd gets it. Darragh Leahy gets back on the line. Dundalk opened up. That was a concern. Opened up by Bruno's Magpies, but Darragh Leahy gets back on the line and Nathan Shepherd seizes it.
Go on, man. That's where Darragh's brilliant, to be fair, as a defender. you know, like as good as he is putting it to the bit, he smells danger getting back on the line there where other players might have just been ball watching, but Darrag's brilliant like that. He smells danger, and getting back on the line there was massive because it's a goal, wasn't it really?
Dundalk had the greater share of possession, there's no doubt about that here, Keith, but they have shown that they are a threat. They've had two clear-cut openings.
Two big moments, haven't they? They have, and that's what you got to be aware of, because you can kind of get like lulled into it thinking it's getting comfortable, and the game gets like that, and then a turnover just like that and 2 or 3 passes could be in and goal. So like that, you don't want to get too comfortable when you're kind of passing it around. That it feels a bit easy maybe, but we have to be aware of that.
Alfonso Contijo, Bruno's manager, will be frustrated that they haven't taken one of those in. It goes by Dundalk. Out comes Jalen Hankins to collect it, but he'll be disappointed they haven't taken one of those chances, because they will probably feel they need to take something to Dundalk next week.
Definitely, and like you said, they'll be disappointed. Like if the game about half an hour in, I think both teams would like to be 1-0 up with the chance they had, so to be 0-0 is actually with the chances in the game, you'd be surprised.
Jalen Hankins with the clearance away for Magpies. Louis Ansley meets that one and sends it forward. Pat Hooban with the flick on, appeals for offside from the Magpies defenders. Ryan O'Kane takes it on and gets it out of his feet and gets the shot away, but not this time for Ryan O'Kane.
I don't mind that. I seen
it's in his locker, isn't it?
100%. You see him finishing in training. He's as good a finisher as not only with us, but obviously I've been around long enough. He can hit a ball as well as anyone I've played with, and even going off both feet, left and right, he's some power. And you've seen obviously his goal against UCD this year, he's well capable, so I don't mind that.
Starting in Europe for the first time this evening, Ryan O'Kane. He has played in Europe before though. This day 2 years ago when he replaced Daniel Kelly in Dundalk's 1-0 away win at Wellside Newtown.
I do a little bit of coaching with his little brother Tony, and I told Ryan he'll probably take his place in a few years. He's some talent, Tony.
Is he? Yeah, good lad.
He can bang a ball like Ryan, and he's technically very good.
What club is that with?
It's just like a kind of an after school. It's not a club. It's just a thing I do for a friend, and it's in Dundalk. And he was there for a few months doing it. He's some player, to be fair to Tony. One to watch in the future.
Here's Diaz now for Bruno's Magpies. Crossfield ball to Casciaro. Gets it on the control well but done. Archie Davies sees an opportunity to get it away. Greg Sloggett, not fouled according to the referee. Ball breaks into midfield. Garcia with the crossfield ball. Here's Jazz Coombs now for Magpies, and he's got the cross in. It's gone behind. It's going to be a corner kick for Bruno's Magpies. They're first of the game, I think.
Yeah, he looks their biggest threat, does he? Maybe the right winger. They're looking for hitting him every time, and he looks a bit pacey in that, and he looks the threat. I thought that was a free kick on your hands there. No, it was. I thought in Europe you get them free kicks, Adrian. No.
Jamie Coombs certainly does look to be one of their bigger threats. The 27-year-old on the right hand side. 28 caps for Gibraltar. He's an international. Was an unused sub against Ireland last month.
Looks like they're going to put this in on Sheps.
It'll be a left-footed in-swinger here from Bruno's Magpies. Plenty of players gathered inside the 6-yard box to try and cause confusion in there for the Dundalk defence. In it goes, and it's it's met by it's an overhead kick by one of the Bruno's attackers. And again, there's a Dundalk player in the way of exactly who it was. I'm not sure.
Darragh, I think it was Darragh. To be honest, it was big frame, big head, Darragh. You know what I mean? He gets his body on the line. Great defending again, Darragh. He's been brilliant.
Here's Davies now. Davies to Kelly. Kelly back inside the Dundalk half, and he's found Conor Malley.
Get it again.
Now Louis Ansley. Ansley with that ball for Leahy. Ryan O'Kane and Leahy linking up again. Here's Ryan O'Kane 1-on-1 with Dos Santos. Still O'Kane. O'Kane left hand side looking for a corner kick for Dundalk. Has he got it? No, he hasn't. He's put that one out on the full himself, but I think you've probably given something away there, Keith, or perhaps not, but that's what Dundalk want, isn't it? They want to get Ryan O'Kane 1-on-1 against, as we said, a 31-year-old out there.
And look, you only have to have that one moment maybe in a game where a defender might get the better of you, but like you said, as wingers, it just takes that one moment, and Ryan has them moments, and he can tangle anyone up and have a shot or put in a great ball that we've seen this season, so, I don't mind seeing that,
Samantha is listening as well. She's delighted to have Keith Ward on co-commentary today. It looks like you've got a career here, Keith, if that knee doesn't heal. Niall Torres also listening in and enjoying Keith's insights in the game. Jake Kavanagh as well. So good to have you all on board listening to the match this evening live from Gibraltar. It's Louis Ansley with the possession. We've got 9.5 minutes to go to the 45, and it's still scoreless at Victoria Stadium.
You can see Connor's drafting off, you're getting that a bit higher, and then Ryan coming inside, which the gaffer likes as well. And you want to get Connor on the ball, to be fair, his ability, you can pick out a pass. So just have to be patient here again. That's the way the game is going to be. Be patient. Can we suck someone out like what Louis doing here, and then get Archie maybe higher here?
Here's Greg Sloggett with the ball. Louis Ansley well inside the Bruno's Magpies half the field. Daniel Kelly just clipped by Cipollina. No free kick to Dundalk. Dundalk still have it. Right hand side. Greg Sloggett in the right full back position.
Great ball,
at
Greg.
the moment. He's found Daniel Kelly. Ahead of him is Uli Coco. Kelly turns inside and brings it in field.
That's alright, well done.
Goes back to Louis Ansley. Kelly continues his run forward inside the Bruno's half. Archie Davies is providing the width on the right hand side now at the moment, and Johannes Uli Coco will use him.
Yeah, this is alright, it's okay, they're doing the run and we're keeping the ball. You just have to be patient. Sometimes you can get, you keep it for a minute or 30 seconds, you think you have to force something, but I think this is okay. Moving it around. Well done, Connor.
Malley with a beautiful turn in midfield for Dundalk. Now, what can he do with it? He's got Davies now, right hand side. Time to get the cross in for Davies, but just not able to wrap his foot around it. He's so adept at doing from that right hand side. Really good at spinning a ball into the penalty area.
Yeah, it's not like him. His deliveries this season have been on the button, like on Friday. His ball for Connor. I actually thought maybe he could have just chopped him last second because he got out tight to him. But I'm not going to tell him how to cross the ball the way he's delivering at the moment. But that's what I was saying. You kind of had to be happy to keep it like that and make them run around. And like Connor does, he sucks out one or two bodies there, and we get out right. And a better delivery there. You can get on the end of it. But I thought that was good from us, nice and patient, and making them run around on that, and we're keeping the ball.
Long clearance away by Hankins. That's flicked on well by Bruno's midfielder. Has gone down holding his head. Referee allowing play to continue. Nathan Shepherd having to get his feet sorted out quickly, but the referee has stopped the play and will allow attention on for the Bruno's player who has gone down. Just very quickly, Keith, while we have an interruption in play, I was going to ask you, new signing Darren Brownlee, has he trained with Dundalk yet?
Yeah.
How's he looked? What sort of a player are we looking at?
He looks like a big centre half. He's experienced. He's come in hairy, losing his hair. What we've needed, we've a lot of young lads and that. Yeah. So likes of me and Boyler and Pat, happy to see an older lad coming in.
Yeah.
No, he's obviously had a good career in Scotland. We met him when he came over here. He's obviously in pre-season, so he's not up to it at the moment. Obviously we're halfway through the season, so understandably he's a little bit behind. To be fair to Danny and the fitness coaches here, and that they've been working him the last 2-3 days, because he obviously has to get up to the fitness and that. But like you said, it's good to get a little bit of experience around the group, and another body in, which I think we've needed. So yeah, as like you said, I'm looking forward to seeing what he'd be like, and obviously adding a bit of experience to the team and that. And another player on board, and competition for places is healthy.
What sort of a centre half are we talking about? Is he a Mark Connolly or a Louis Ansley?
No, I haven't seen him play. He's only been in, but I hope he is a leader. Obviously coming in with the experience. I'm going to say Mark Connolly like that. He looks like a big lad, physical. They probably want to get amongst it, maybe suit the League of Ireland. But
so something for Dundalk fans to be excited about.
Absolutely, definitely.
Well, hopefully there'll be Mr. Brownlee and maybe one or two more in the window. Certainly Dundalk with injuries mounting up, and with those couple of players have gone, certainly need another player or two. Here's Conor Malley. We are back on the way, and he's gone from left to right, and that's put out by Cipollina. It'll be a throw into Dundalk in an advanced position on the right hand side.
Nothing wrong with that. I'd like that. Keep getting Conor on the ball. He'll cause trouble for them. Like that ball's over the top for Dickey. Even like that getting cut out, but it gets us right up the pitch. So
throw in for Dundalk. Archie Davies will take it right up beside the corner flag. Davies looking for someone to make a move towards him. Uli Coco does that and then moves away. Davies holding on to it just at the moment. Dundalk just not finding a player that in space for Davies to throw to. Uli Coco does take it and sends it back to Davies, but he's dispossessed. Wins it back though well. Tries to play it back for Uli Coco. Two players in green in the way, and that's squirmed out of play for a throw-in, and it'll be a throw-in for the home side. Keith mentioned earlier that Bruno's Magpies, they are out of season at the moment and warmed up for this evening's match with a friendly against English club Preston North End last week at the Penatar Arena in Spain, about a 6-hour drive from here. Preston won that match by 3-0, but were given a good test by their opponents, according to reports. That was Bruno's Magpies' chief attempt to get ready for this match here this evening. Huge game for them too. And you just know this match, of course, both of these teams receive about 250,000 for getting to this stage, another 250,000 or so if you can get through, and that is big money for Dundalk, and big money too for a club like Bruno's Magpies.
Absolutely.
Here's Andy Boyle now with it. Boyle for Ansley. Darragh Leahy on the left touchline. Conor Malley back to Ansley once more. Now it's with Andy Boyle. Conor Malley on the halfway line, left hand side. And he's being pressurised and he's been dispossessed by the striker Heraldez. Dundalk have it back again there with Andy Boyle. Boyle gets it out of his feet and brings it into the Magpies half. He's being followed by Heraldez again.
Foul, is it?
He's being fouled, is he? By Jack Storer. Referee says
good reaction.
No. But Dundalk win it back, and the referee's not interested in any complaints from Storer. He felt he was fouled as well.
I thought both were a foul, to be fair. I thought it was that's a foul.
Daniel Kelly goes down eventually. Keith Ward gets one right.
I thought it was a foul on Boyle, and then to be fair, I thought it was a foul on their player. But the ref, to be fair to him, he is letting things go. I don't mind that. Once you know he's letting things go, then.
Here's Darragh Leahy now, midway inside the Magpies half on the left hand side. Back for Malley. Malley for Boyle. Stephen O'Donnell outside his technical area, offering instructions. He never really stays quiet at all. He's always talking, isn't he, Keith?
Never. Never sit down.
It's with Leahy now on the left touchline again, bringing it in field. Back for Andy Boyle once more. We've 3 minutes to go to the break at Victoria Stadium. Still Bruno's Magpies 0, Dundalk 0.
Good ball.
Here's Ryan O'Kane.
Maybe a little overload on the side. Connor down the side here, maybe.
Leahy for Malley. Malley chucks it back inside. Ryan O'Kane. O'Kane brilliant. Still has the ball. Players back for Bruno's Magpies. The attempted delivery is blocked by a Bruno's player, by the hand of a Bruno's player. And that'll be a free kick to Dundalk in a good position with the game ticking towards half time.
Absolutely, wouldn't be a bad time to get a goal.
Conor Malley the favourite to take this one, you'd imagine, right footed and in swinger in on top of Jalen Hankins' goal.
Yeah, they were sitting off there kind of the Magpies. There's no space through the middle of the pitch, so if you can get kind of Johannes to the side or Connor to the side, get maybe a little overload, get your kind of 3v2s, Darragh, Connor, Ryan, like what happened there, little runners off, and yeah, there's no space through the middle really, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work down the sides with likes of Connor and Greg and Johannes and that. But
Conor Malley will take this one forward as Andy Boyle and Louis Ansley are in there. Pat Hooban, an obvious target for this one from Malley. Malley preparing to take it. Dundalk's players gathered on the edge of the 6-yard box, ready to attack this one from Malley, and it goes, not very high, headed away. It's broken for Uli Coco on the edge of the penalty area. He takes a touch, and his shot towards goal is spun off a Magpies player and gone behind.
I don't know what the keeper was thinking there. No,
he's raced out as if he thought that he could stop it and then let it go. It appeared
strange, but maybe, yeah, I don't know. I thought he could have actually kept it in the end, but it was a corner, to be fair. And yeah, it wasn't the best. Wasn't the best of balls from Connor. It was probably a little bit flat. It's not like him, but obviously another chance here with Darragh. Darragh's balls are usually on the moneyest delivery.
Darragh Leahy with a left-footed in-swinger here for Dundalk to attack again. The big men have stayed forward for this one. Right arm in the air from Leahy, and that'll give information to the players as to what's coming in from him on the right-hand side. As I said, left-footed delivery. Conor Malley, the player providing most of the movement in there. Now Pat Hooban, who's gone towards the back.
Yes!
And Hooban's missed it. He's put it wide. He met it, but missed it, Pat Hooban.
Yeah, I thought it was in, to be honest. I was looking at Pat when the ball came round to the back. I knew Pat was coming. It was for Pat, and I seen him get a run on the defender. I actually felt like he was getting on the end of it, and I obviously I thought it went in.
I know that. So did everybody at home.
But yeah, no, maybe he was just heading it coming down. He didn't time it great, but yeah, good delivery again, and hopefully I think we've looked dangerous from deliveries and that. We can keep getting that, and you keep getting ball into Pat. You'll get on the end of one soon, and you'll make it happen. So yeah, it's coming up to half time now. So I think it's probably been the better team, have we?
Yeah, I think just about. But they have had two stellar openings in the game, absolutely outstanding chances. But Dundalk, well, if they dealt with one, Darragh Leahy getting back, and the other one put wide by Jack Storer.
Yeah, Darragh done brilliant, and that striker will go in disappointed. He should have finished it, to be fair.
Tripolina with the nod down. Casciaro,
and
he's gone down. No free kick according to the referee. Daniel Kelly with the clip inside. The board went up. I didn't actually see how many minutes are being played.
Did I see 4?
Could well be. There was a. There we are. 4 minutes of time added on in the game. We are inside the first of those.
To be fair, I've noticed that there just little things off the ball. We were saying about their back four being old, but you can see clever little nudges. Dickey there, he got nudged off the ball, and referee didn't see it.
Have they been what you expected?
Yeah, a little bit, to be fair. They have been. They're going to kind of sit off the game and that, and like I said, the two lads up front are always going to be a threat. They look to do that and keep the two lads up top and counter attack.
Here's Kelly now for Dundalk. Might be a last chance of the half for the Lilywhites. Pat Hooban just lifts it over.
He's read it well.
A player, and now he's found Ryan O'Kane on the left-hand side. O'Kane being ushered away by Dos Santos. Hooban has it now on the corner of the penalty area left-hand side. Dispossessed though by Coombs, who's working back there for Magpies. Louis Ansley has come and missed that, and there might be a chance. That's going to be an offside. Is it against the Magpies player? It's clipped forward and a shot from distance. Again, another poor effort by the Magpies player. He'd gotten behind to some extent and then tried a shot from distance when he was better hold on to it or do something with it. But I think the assistant on the far side got that one wrong. He was just off. But again, the danger is on the break, isn't it?
Like I was saying there, that they're happy to sit off the game and let you have it, but they keep the two lads up top and they look to counter-attack, and that's what we've seen against Preston. The only clips we had on them, that's where all the danger came, was turnover. So like you said, Louis there, he's just read it wrong. He's been, he's had a good first half, to be fair to Louis. It's the only mistake he's made, he's just misjudged it. But like you said,
Darragh Leahy with a cross in towards Hooban, who's had it towards goal, and Jalen Hankins. It was a flick towards goal by Pat Hooban with the outside of his right boot, and he just backheeled it almost on the volley towards goal, and Hankins gets down and turns it outside the post. It looked on target.
I didn't even look a half chance there, did it? It's some touch from Pat. Obviously Pat being Pat, he scores goals, but I wasn't thinking anything of that there. But it's a clever touch, and to be fair, the keeper's done well to touch it around the post.
Improvisation by Pat Hooban. It's resulted in a corner kick for Dundalk. We've had 2 minutes of the 4 to be added on here. It'll be a left-footed outswinger for Dundalk to attack. Daniel Kelly making his way into the penalty area. Once again, the big men are forward. Archie Davies, the furthest Dundalk player back outside of the goalkeeper, and he's midway inside the Magpies half. In it goes towards Daniel Kelly at the front post, headed away by Magpies. It'll be a throw-in for Dundalk on the left-hand side.
If we can work it here with Ryan.
Darragh Leahy will take the throw in. Everybody moving a little bit slower out there now as the clock ticks towards half time, and they look forward to their refreshments and replenishments at the break. Both these sides who have laboured in the sunshine here in Gibraltar. Here's Louis Ansley. Now it's with Sloggett. Sloggett turning back to Ansley again. Andy Boyle is on the halfway line. Furthest Dundalk player back now. Boyle, he's clipped a good ball to the chest of Uli Coco. Chests it down to Greg Sloggett. Now Ansley again, 5 yards inside the Dundalk half. Left of him is Conor Malley. He has Darragh Leahy in the winger's position on the outside left position. Cross in towards Hooban at the front post again, but not accurate enough, and Hankins gathers that in, and we are inside the fourth of those 4 minutes to be added on at the end of the first half now.
Yeah, that should be that, shouldn't it? Yeah, but to be fair to Darragh, he's got a lot of good opportunities. We kept him high, like I was saying. Conor dropping off, get that high and get Ryan inside a bit, and he's put in a few good crosses there, so something we could look at for the second half as well.
Cleared away by Jalen Hankins to the left hand side towards Casciaro, and that's come off Jack Storer last, and that'll be a throw in to Dundalk. Davies, Greg Sloggett is pressurised quickly, but he is successful in finding Archie Davies, and you can see what he's trying to do.
That right, didn't he?
Looking to target Ryan O'Kane on the left hand side. It was cut out though by Dos Santos. A really important intervention by him, and that is the last action of the first half, and half time here, and it's finished. Dundalk nil, Bruno's Magpies nil here at Victoria Stadium. We are going to hand straight over to the radio station. If you're listening on LMFM.ie, we will keep the audio with you so that you know that you're still with us. If you're listening on LMFM radio, we will be back with you in about 10 minutes with the second half. But half time here at Victoria Stadium, and as I said, it is Bruno's Magpies nil, Dundalk nil. Talk to you soon. Welcome back to our coverage from Victoria Stadium in Gibraltar, where it is just back underway here at the start of the second half. Still scoreless between these two sides, but really, once again, it mightn't have been, because Jose Heraldez had a fantastic chance just a moment ago. The game is just 45 seconds into the second half. Once again, across from the left-hand side this time, and Heraldez, similar to Jack Storer in the first half, with a great chance from 6 yards out to put them in front, but put it over the crossbar, Keith.
Very lucky. It's a great ball in. Your man is in the 6 yard box. You expect him to score minimum, hit the target, but yeah, it's a big chance. Obviously a bad start to the second half for us, but we're lucky enough to get away with that.
Here's Pat Hooban for Dundalk. Dundalk fortunate not to be behind here. They have had chances of their own, but there have been now 3 outstanding chances for Bruno's Magpies, and that's gone behind, and that'll be a goal kick for the home side. So scoreless here at Victoria Stadium, and I can see the shirts off on the far side. Some of the Dundalk supporters, Newcastle style in homage to the Magpies, I think that they're watching, have the shirts off and enjoying the sunshine over there. And I know I was speaking to Orla Crilly and a couple of other of the red-haired Dundalk supporters, and they weren't looking forward to being in that sunshine on the far side, but they are at the moment, and they're suffering through it or enjoying it, as the case may be. It's going to be a goal kick for the home side, and it'll be Jalen Hankins who will clear this away now. Yvonne Curtis is listening in this evening. Tony Moriarty, happy birthday to you. I'm told that it's your birthday, so good evening and happy birthday to you. Yvonne tells me that you are celebrating your birthday at the moment, so congratulations. It's a throw-in right hand side for Bruno's Magpies, and a chance for them to put the ball forward. Drew Peacock is listening in Brooklyn this evening as well, so good evening to you.
It's the left back coming over for a long throw again, is it?
Yes, Cipollina, who we know has a real weapon in his arsenal of a long throw in, and he's coming across all the way across from left back to take this one on the right hand side, and he threw it right over to the edge of the 6-yard box in the first half, and he's looking to do it again. It's another long flat throw, and it's well into the 6-yard box. It's Pat Hubin who rises. Shot coming in from Casciaro. Unfortunately for Dundalk, it's straight at the Dundalk goalkeeper Nathan Shepherd, but once again they've served notice that they're going to try that long throw in, Bruno's Magpies, and even if they don't score direct from it, the breaking ball can be a danger too.
Absolutely, felt your man on the edge of the box, hits the target, good hands from Sheps because your man was following in, but just see little things like with your clearances, like Louis done there. It's nothing wrong what he does. He's obviously defended well, put the ball out, but if you can just gain a few yards, as many yards as you can when you're putting the ball out, because obviously your man's long throw, and just the little small things like that, just gain as many yards as you can if you're putting the ball out. But it's a flat throw, isn't it, Adrian? It's dangerous.
Hankins with the long clearance away. Darragh Leahy gets up ahead of Coombs. Ball will break in midway inside the Dundalk half, and it's Magpies who have it, with Dos Santos now on the right hand side. Clips one in, hangs one up in there for an attacker to go at. They have made a change at the break as they fire towards goal again. It's Casciaro again with the effort, but that's well off target. The change at the break was the man who missed the outstanding chance for Magpies in the first half, Jack Storer. He's gone off, and he's been replaced by English striker Liam Nash. Has come into the game. He's just joined the club on loan from Hornchurch FC in the Isthmian League Premier Division. Had a brief spell at Cork City in 2019. Liam Nash, you hardly remember him, Keith. Scored once in 7 appearances.
I've seen that because we went through their profiles in Oriel the weekend, but I don't remember him. I didn't see anything of him. I don't think I played against him. But he's obviously a younger lad. Is he coming on? Good touch, Conor.
27 years of age. Here's Pat Hubin now on the halfway line, being pressurised and fouled by Ruben Diaz. Pat Hubin straight up to his feet in a confrontational fashion up against Diaz.
Wouldn't be like Pat, would it?
Referee will have a word with both players, and Diaz offers a hand of friendship. Free kick to Dundalk. Conor Malley has spotted Ryan O'Kane on the move, defending here once again for Dos Santos to do. He sees it out over the sideline. Brazilian born right back, new signing from Gibraltar side Mons Calpe, who also play their matches in this stadium. Former teammate incidentally of Louis Ansley at Lincoln Red Imps, Andre Dos Santos, and he is the throw in now in front of the Dundalk bench on the right hand side. Back for Dos Santos again from Garcia, sends it long up front. Nash is chasing after this, and they're appealing for a foul, the Bruno supporters that are here, and I don't think they're going to get it. I think it's a throw in on the right hand side.
To be fair to the referee, stayed strong with them decisions, hasn't he, all game?
It's been very good, to be fair to the Norwegian. Throw in for Bruno's Magpies, and Cipollina once again is coming across to take this one. They did create an opening off the last one. A shot from Heraldez on the edge of the penalty area that Nathan Shepherd saved, but there will be concern inside that penalty area among those Dundalk players, or certainly an awareness of what's coming. Cipollina, right arm is in the air, so they obviously have alternate tactics on these. It's a higher one in. Once again, it's the edge of the 6-yard box. So once again, it's Pat Hooban who meets it. Helped back in towards goal once again by Bruno's Magpies, but that's gone behind, and that'll be a goal kick for Dundalk. But we've seen in those throw-ins, both of them, Keith, just how much of an asset Pat Hooban is in that penalty area as well.
Well, both boxes, and that is one of the great things he does bring, Pat, defensively as well. He gets on the end of everything defensively and attacking. And to be fair, your man with the throw-in, the left back, isn't it? He's hit the 6-yard box every time, and we've defended very, very well from it, so hopefully we can keep that up. Great pick out.
And not even the front of the 6-yard box, he's hit the middle of the 6-yard box, hasn't he? Really dangerous. Here's Ryan O'Kane, speaking of dangerous players, down the left hand side, checks back. It's going to be a corner kick for Dundalk, coming off Jamie Coombs.
Well done, Ryan. He was positive there. You know, not every time you're going to get a cross or a shot off and that, but he's got us a corner there by just being positive, so
could be potential here for Dundalk in these sort of positions, corner kicks in this second half. It'll be Dara Leahy once again who'll take it. An outswinger this time from Leahy. Dundalk with players waiting to attack this one. Pat Hooban, Andy Boyle. Daniel Kelly is the short option should he wish to do that and change the angle of the ball in. Leahy sends it in. It's a deep one. Too deep for Archie Davies, and there might be a breakout opportunity here for Bruno's Magpies again. There are two players over on the right hand side if they can be found. It's a long ball out towards the substitute Liam Nash, who's chasing after us, or indeed it's Coombs, and he's beaten Kelly. Can he get the cross in? Coombs, he sends it in. Should be Nathan Shepherd's, and is Nathan Shepherd's. But every opportunity they get, they will not hold it inside their half. They are going to break into Dundalk territory.
Daniel Kelly's done a lone buster there, hasn't he, all the way back. Darius dropped it off to him there, but great recovery from Daniel. You know, you might not see it on the screen, but he's done an absolute lone buster getting back in there, so we'll let him take his time getting back across the pitch.
Here's Louis Ansley looking for Ryan O'Kane again. And O'Kane has gone offside. It'll be a free kick to the home side. It'll be the centre back Ruben Diaz who'll take that. And, well, there's a yellow card here being shown to the goalkeeper for time wasting.
To be fair to the ref, I like that from him. He said it a few minutes ago to one of the other players, and they have been very, very slow with everything. And like I said, if you just cut that out early with the ref down with a yellow card, it kind of stops it. So I think that's good refereeing again from the ref.
Left footed delivery forward by Jalen Hankins, looking for Heraldez. Heraldez gets a touch on it, and he's put it behind. It'll be a goal kick for Dundalk and for Nathan Shepherd. So what can Stephen O'Donnell's side do here in this second period, deciding to hold back on substitutes? There are players warming up away to our left hand side. Hayden Muller, Paul Doyle amongst them certainly. All has gone out for a throw into Dundalk on the left.
Is the wind changing, Adrian, a bit, is it?
It's certainly swirling out there, isn't it? Ball coming off Joe, who's operating in midfield for Bruno's Magpies. Dara Leahy with the throw in now. Leahy's throw, taking his time over it. Pat Hooban makes a dart towards him. He's dispossessed by Coombs. Coombs dispossessed by Leahy. And Joe snaps into a challenge. The ball has gone out off the Magpies player. Another throw in to Dundalk. And he's taken it quickly, Leahy, to Hooban. And Hooban fires it across to the right hand side. Archie Davies, he's done well, Davies, reading the flight of the ball well and controlling it well. And now it's Daniel Kelly, but he's dispossessed, and Magpies will bring it away right in front of the Dundalk fans over there. The ball breaks off Liam Nash, falls kindly for Conor Malley, and Malley has put that out for a throw in to Bruno's Magpies on the left hand side. As I mentioned, Alfonso Contijo, the Bruno's Magpies manager, new manager of the club. Much of their success over the past 18 months has been attributed really to their former coach Nathan Rooney, who left the club in May to pursue his pro licence qualifications. He's the man that led them to that Rock Cup win here against Lincoln Red Imps and to third place in the league table last season. Alfonso Corntillo, the player charged with continuing that level of success for the Gibraltarian side. Diaz looking for the run of Dos Santos, right hand side. Dos Santos with the cross in, there's a player arriving. Oh, and it's Heraldez with the effort, meeting it on the volley. Great technique from Heraldez, but just outside Nathan Shepherd's post, and not for the first time today. Dundalk maybe a little fortunate not to have fallen behind.
Yeah, it's a great spin down the side. To be fair to the right back, he bombs and he's put in a great ball. And to be fair, Nathan, he looked on there. To be fair, a bit creeped into the corner, but it's good play from them. Here's a chance now for us.
Dundalk now coming forward. Daniel Kelly, right hand side. Archie Davies well forward. He's inside the penalty area. Lovely turn by Davies. Step over by Houben. Ryan O'Kane is onto it. And there's an offside against Dundalk in any case. But it was a great move. Lovely awareness by Archie Davies and Pat Houben of what's around them inside the penalty area. Comes to nothing because of the offside.
Yeah, it was great counter attack from us. Dicky, great little disguise into Archie. Archie done great feet, and it's a great over from Pat. Obviously Ryan's offside, but it's a great decision from Pat. And yeah, chance there again nearly for us and both ends of the pitch.
Jamie Anderson is listening in this evening. Good evening to you, Jamie. Sive Moran as well. Big shout out to James Malone and his mum Mary, sister Sive and Dervla listening intently to the game tonight, especially loving Keith Ward on commentary. I'm really starting to resent Keith Ward on commentary here. This was a bad decision tonight. Doing a great job, Keith. Fair play to you. As that's sent long by Jalen Hankins. Here's Greg Sloggett. Sloggett poking it into midfield. Johannes Uli Coco. He's being followed by Coombs, and Coombs decides to take the foul and take the yellow card.
That is
from the referee.
Johannes' great attributes that he come in. He's got great legs. He can stride very well with the ball, and he gets like toes to everything in that in training. He can travel well with the ball, and Greg done well there to pick him out. And something I'd like to see Johannes do a little bit more if we can get him on the ball is to drive and carry the ball, because he does it very well.
Another change for Bruno's Magpies. Juanye Arguez, the player coming into the game, and he's replacing Kyle Casciaro. Not exactly a surprise. Casciaro, 35 years of age, the captain of Magpies, makes way. Juanye Arguez, the player coming into the game, new signing this month from the fourth tier of Spanish football, making his European debut this evening. Arguez, born just a 10-minute drive from here, just over the border in La Línea in Spain. And he's into the game, capped 7 times for Spain at under 17 level, so he obviously has some pedigree and ability. Arguez.
Yeah, it's a good soap to bring on.
Here's Conor Malley. Might Stephen O'Donnell be thinking about substitutes in the sun, in the searing sunshine here in Gibraltar? Certainly there'll have to be some sort of usage of the bench in the second half. Darragh Leahy very cleverly lifts the ball over of Coombs and finds Houben. Houben looks for Ryan O'Kane on the left hand side. O'Kane being held up by Dos Santos. O'Kane goes on the outside, gets the cross in, dangerous looking one, but Jalen Hankins comes and collects it on the edge of the penalty area, not close enough to a player in the white. But once again O'Kane shows that he's a danger for Bruno's Magpies down there right hand side, the Dundalk left. Captain's armband being taken over by Ruben Diaz, the Magpie centre back. Here's Hankins, sends it across towards Coombs on the right hand side, can't quite rise enough to connect with that one. Jamie Coombs, throw in will be Dundalk's. Darragh Leahy to take. Leahy 5 yards inside the Bruno's Magpies half to take this one. Dundalk looking for their 10th away win in 44 matches in European football here tonight. A few of those were on penalty kicks, mind you. They have been more successful on the road in the league this year than in 2022. They won 5 out of 12 away matches this season, the same number that they managed on the pitch in the whole of last season. So things have certainly improved away from Oriel Park somewhat. Pat Houben is just holding his face at the moment, and Darragh Leahy indicating to the fourth official in front of us here that there was an elbow on the Dundalk captain. I didn't see that kick, did you?
No, I didn't see it either. I was looking at Darragh taking the throw in, but like I was saying about the older back four, they can be clever and little elbows and little nudges and that, like, so something obviously the older you get, you have to get a little bit cleverer, don't you?
Here's Andy Boyle now. Now it's with Conor Malley, so composed with players around him. Conor Malley never seems to flap him at all. Here's Johannes Ulikoko in towards Daniel Kelly, who steps over it inside the penalty area, and onto it comes Ruben Diaz, and Bruno's Magpies bring it clear. Another promising moment for Dundalk comes to nothing. Diaz has stayed down on the edge of the Magpies penalty area. They don't seem to be too bothered about that. They've carried on playing. Louis Ansley with defending to do. Darragh Lee under pressure as well for Dundalk back there, and he's managed to get it away as far as Ryan O'Kane. Diaz is back to his feet, playing everybody onside now, the Bruno's Magpies captain. Now it's with Daniel Kelly on the right hand side. Kelly past one player in green. Now he cuts into the penalty area. Dan Kelly, he's looking for Ryan O'Kane. O'Kane with the chance to shoot. First time, the pace just taken off it slightly by Andre Dos Santos.
Yeah, I caught it there, Ryan coming onto it. I thought it was a good block from the defender. That's something you want, Ryan coming onto the ball there, the way he can hit it. And then the chance before it, Connor, great composure in the middle, sucking players in, and then Archie, being Archie, is great coming onto the ball, stepping inside. And to be fair, the ball in from Archie, and was it Daniel Kelly or Dicky that over it? I thought it was the right decision, but the defender read it quite well, and it would have been a good chance for Pat. So yeah, I think when we've got in the final third, we have looked at threat nearly every time, haven't we? And it's like that, just try get a bit more composure in that and get us passing again. And when we look forward, we do look dangerous.
Both sets of players taking the opportunity to get some water on, because Ruben Diaz has gone down once again. The Spanish centre back, who has taken over as captain since Casciaro has gone off, and he's needing attention on that right leg. Diaz, I don't really have a sense that he's likely to come off just yet, but both sets of players very, very grateful for the chance to take on some fluids here. Still scoreless for those of you listening in and who've just joined us, whether on LMFM radio, online on lmfm.ie, or on the LMFM app. Still scoreless at Victoria Stadium, and a reminder too that our coverage is brought to you in association with McBride & Co Accountants, Jocelyn Street, Dundalk. The right choice for your personal or business accountancy and taxation needs. You can find them at mcbrideandco.ie. Thanks once again to Tony McBride and his team at McBride & Co. Stephen O'Donnell and the Dundalk management team taking the chance to not only offer fluids to the players down there, but advice as well. Pat Hubin in conversation as well with Andy Boyle, two of the older campaigners in the Dundalk lineup.
Probably came at a bad time for us there, did it, Adrian? Maybe the stoppage. Two moments there.
Oliver Bradley is listening in while driving on the motorway in France. Good evening, Oliver, a regular listener on our services. We will of course have coverage of next week's match too from Oriel Park, and of course as well that titanic FAI Cup match to come on the following Sunday as well against Shamrock Rovers. That's a real mouth-watering prospect. Dundalk of course beating Shamrock Rovers recently at Oriel Park in the league, and in Dundalk's finest performance of the season, I think it's fair to say,
yeah,
isn't it? Everything seemed to click that night
from start to finish, wasn't it? It was a complete performance. Off the ball, on the ball, it just looked like they couldn't deal with us that day. It
was the intensity, wasn't it? And the approach to the game was right. Yeah. Why is that? And I can ask you, you're a player. Why is that not always right from the start of games? Can you explain it? No.
What does it? Has no hair.
Yeah.
No, it is. Honestly, it's frustrating because you set out.
Yeah.
Obviously with them intentions, and sometimes the game just doesn't allow you to do that, or you don't start right and that. But like you were saying there, start to finish, it was a complete performance, and no more than we deserved. And even to keep Shamrock Rovers, I don't remember them really getting a great shot, and that we actually felt comfortable the whole game. Even watching it coming on, I felt like it was just one of them games that we play very well in, and he looks offside here.
Ball's going to beat Jose Geraldez to the sideline, and now for a throw in to Dundalk. Darragh Lee will take it. Bruno's Magpies only in existence 10 years, very much on the rise in Gibraltarian football. Here's Conor Malley. Has he been fouled? I think he has. Referee awarding the free kick to Dundalk, well inside their own half, and Malley himself looks likely to take this one. Nathan Shepherd just guarding his eyes from the sun, blinding sun from facing into in this second half. Really difficult for goalkeepers.
Great run, Daniel.
There's Archie Davies now looking for the run of Dan Kelly. Defending to be done back there by Olmo Gonzalez, and he does it, concedes the throw into Dundalk.
It's good cover on that, wasn't it, to be fair?
Cipollina has a little complaint to his centre back. He expected him to find him with the pass there, but that's easier said than done with Daniel Kelly pressurising you.
Absolutely.
Here's Conor Malley. Geraldes closing him down. Dundalk with the possession. Louis Ansley. Dara Leahy wants it on the left hand side and gets it. Ryan O'Kane on this left touchline. Receives the ball and looks to run at Dos Santos. Back for Leahy, puts the cross in. Pat Hubin, can he find room to get a shot away? Plenty of players back in green and black. Dundalk still with it. Conor Malley dispossessed though. Down goes Geraldes very theatrically under a challenge from Louis Ansley. It'll be a free kick to Bruno's Magpies. Geraldes back to his feet. 2 goals in 17 matches last season. Jose Geraldes, 28-year-old, and he has had an opportunity really in this second half, a superb one with that volleyed effort, meeting the cross, putting it over the crossbar. Outstanding chance really. Here's Jalen Hankins, who's come a long way from his goal to take this free kick for Magpies. Ryan O'Kane though has found Conor Malley. 2 players around him, maybe a little too composed, and Magpies have it. Here's Garcia to Cipollina, who's back on the halfway line. He's looking for the run of Liam Nash. Nash has slipped in behind Andy Boyle. Can he find player in the middle? Nathan Shepherd is covering at the front post and gets there before Magpies can do any damage. Brings it up to the edge of his penalty area and tempted to just roll it out ahead of Andy Boyle, but holds on to it, instead releases it to Louis Ansley. This Louis Ansley's second European match. Came off the bench for Lincoln Red Imps, Gibraltar side in their 2-1 defeat to the New Saints at Park Hall in July 2018.
He was unlucky coming in, wasn't he, with his injury, or well, his illness nearly, and he's been great since he's come back in. Louis, obviously his big presence, the size of him, but he's great off both feet. You can see he can play with both feet and he can pick out a pass and that, so
and he has a goal on him as well, as we saw against Shamrock Rovers.
We're doing well to see that again from Louis, but it was a hell of a finish.
There's Dara Leahy at the header forward, away by Diaz. Joe gets in and wins that for Magpies, sends it up towards Geraldes. It's read by Ansley. For a second it looked like the back pass was falling short and Geraldes goes down. Certainly his heels were clipped by a Dundalk player, entirely unintentionally though, I think.
I think it was a bit theatrical, was it? To be fair to Sheps,
I think he was clipped, but it wasn't intentional in any way.
And to be fair to Sheps, he's always quite very sharp off his line, so I don't know if he would have got there, but to be fair to Sheps, he's always on the button there coming off his line, and that's so well done, Sheps.
Referee has been no nonsense here. Mohammed Usman Aslam from Norway.
It's not often I praise a referee, but he's been very good, hasn't he?
Been excellent.
Well done, Ryan.
Throw into Dundalk. Pat Hubin tempted to take it quickly, but we'll leave it there for Dara Leahy.
Bit of cramp for Ryan there, I think, is it?
Ryan O'Kane on that left leg, he's just stretching it out, and that would suggest it might be a cramp issue. He's not a player that Dundalk will want to lose, because that pace is such an asset down the left hand side. Dundalk not really with a winger on the bench to take his place. Robbie McCourt maybe could go on the left hand side if he had to, or Dara Leahy could go out, or it might be a change of shape or something, Keith.
Yeah,
should he have to go off?
It could be a change. Anto, the young lad, he can play on the wing. John, to be fair,
true, if he's fit to play, yeah.
But John, you want John in the middle of the pitch, but he can do a job there. Of course, I think he's chipped in with goals off the wing this season, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
He started right wing against UCD and he scored first game of the season.
And down in Cork as well, I think he was off the wing at that stage too, wasn't he, when he scored that header? Brilliant goal too, it was,
Great
wasn't
header,
it?
Great header.
Yeah. Well, O'Kane just being stretched out by Danny Miller, the Dundalk physio. Will he be fit to continue is the question, Ryan O'Kane.
He could push Dickey onto the left maybe, and you could put Archie up one and maybe Hayden on right back, because you can see Archie can take on anyone. And
not ideal when you have to change so many positions, is it? And that's the problem when you have injuries, isn't it?
100%. And like that manager, you don't mind making a change, but you don't want to make too many changes. And
it looks like he's waiting to come back into the game, O'Kane. And it's Conor Malley. He's sent one back towards Andy Boyle. He'll have to be careful, because being pressurised by Geraldes, he's got it back to his goalkeeper Shepherd. Shepherd once again composed on the edge of his penalty area, directs it across towards Leahy. Here's Malley with 2 players in green around him as managed to successfully find Pat Hubin. Malley again, slog it, aware that Heraldez was closing down on him, and just pinged it back to Louis Ansley, and now Andy Boyle, and there's space for Sloggett on the right hand side. Archie Davies is on his outside. Uli Coco dropping into a position to accept the ball from the Meath man. Uli Coco back for Boyle. Boyle with his head up. Daniel Kelly is on a run in behind. Olmo Gonzalez, the left centre back, but it's ignored by Boyle. They hold on to it, Dundalk decide to go the patient route. And here's Conor Malley to Greg Sloggett. Sloggett being harried from behind. Darragh Leahy helps it on to O'Kane, who's back on the pitch here. O'Kane, he's cut inside. There is a player in support there for Bruno's Magpies. Jamie Coombs working back, doing well, because O'Kane had beaten Dos Santos.
Looks like Alfie's coming on here, Adrian, I think.
Alfie Lewis about to come into the game for Dundalk, just getting some last words of advice from his manager. He'll be making his European debut when he does come into the game. He did spend much of his development time as a young player at the current holders of this trophy, West Ham United. Alfie Lewis. And Dundalk about to make the change. Lewis, but who will he replace? And it will be Ryan O'Kane. So O'Kane looking skyward in disappointment that he's been forced off after 27.5 minutes of the second half. And Alfie Lewis, what position will he go into, or what sort of a change will that make?
Johannes out to the right. He's put Conor up further into the 10.
And Daniel Kelly has come across to the left.
Yeah, it's a great ball.
Here is Daniel Kelly with a chance to test the pace of Ruben Diaz. Diaz goes down under pressure from Kelly. Referee has awarded the free kick to the Gibraltar centre back. Well, Spanish centre back playing for the Gibraltar side. So Alfie Lewis his season hasn't really got going yet, has it?
No, he's kind of, to be fair to Alfie, he's so much ability. Give him the ball anywhere in the pitch, he can take it, he can shift off both feet. He's a brilliant footballer, Alfie, and hopefully we can get him on the ball here and make something happen for us.
Well, Jose Geraldo has gone off, and he's been replaced by Anthony Hernandez for Bruno's Magpies. And the other player, they've made a double substitution just then. The other player to make way is the number 23, Joe, and he's been replaced by Dan Bent, the number 19. Anthony Hernandez into the game in place of Heraldez. So 2 changes by Alfonso Contijo.
Great
Here's
ball.
Uli Coco, and he's found Daniel Kelly. Kelly into the penalty area. An important challenge by Olmo Gonzalez to win that back for Bruno's. Might well have been a foul on Uli Coco earlier in that move, and the referee again very, very wisely allowed play to continue for Dundalk, and then goes back and books Ruben Diaz for his challenge on Uli Coco.
And rightly so. Some referees might pull that back or not give the advantage, when you could be in on goal and the ref's blown up too early. Like I say, again, the ref's been, but he's got everything spot on, I think, so far. And he's gone back to booking as well, which is right. Good defending as well there, to be fair to them. I think he was running that pace, it's good defending, but great pass from Johannes.
Leahy with the throw in, Hubin with the flick on. Away by Dos Santos. Andy Boyle will take over the possession on the halfway line and use Archie Davies to his right hand side. So Dundalk with a reshuffled team now somewhat since the departure of Ryan O'Kane. Johannes Uli Coco on the right side, Daniel Kelly on the left. Kelly does like it from the left hand side, doesn't he? I've heard it said that he likes to come in off that left hand side onto the right foot.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, if you look at Dickie's goals through his career, he's so composed when he gets in on goal. So if you play him, he makes a good run inside and he's coming in on his right, there's a good chance he's going to slot it in. And he's obviously getting a little bit older now, Dickie. He's matured into a very, very good player. He was late into the league, coming from the Leinster Senior, and obviously he came to us at Bowes, and he was a little bit raw, but his movement is second to none, and when he goes in and goal, to be fair, most times he does finish. He's very composed in front of goal, so hopefully we can get a chance for Dickie towards the end of the game.
Kevin Maguire listening in this evening to you. Good evening, Kevin. At Adrian Taff, if you want us to give you a shout out during the commentary, do let us know that you're out there. It's another free kick for Bruno's Magpies, sent long by Jalen Hankins. Dundalk deal with it for the moment. Darragh Leahy sends that out for a throw in on the right hand side. Dundalk 14 minutes away from a draw here at Victoria Stadium, a result that I suspect Stephen O'Donnell wouldn't be entirely unhappy with. Might have liked to have carried a win back to Oriel Park, but you would fancy that Dundalk at Oriel Park would be a different proposition for this side.
Definitely. Obviously, still big 15 minutes to go in the game. It wouldn't be the worst result in the world, but but hopefully we can nick one with 15 to go. But like you said, they're still been a threat, haven't they, all game? And with throw-ins like this as well, second balls and that, anything can happen.
Cipollina with another one of those long throw-ins, and once again, who is it? It's Pat Hooban for the third time in a row has headed that away. He has a great sense of where to be in both penalty areas, Pat Hooban, as it's sent in once again. If he loses the legs up front, Pat Hooban, there's a job for him at centre back, isn't
there? Absolutely, and he tell you that as well.
I'd say Pat would tell you there's every position. I'd say probably did.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Here's Archie Davies for Dundalk. Now it's with Andy Boyle. Boyle carrying it forward to Lewis now. Lewis hasn't seen much of it since his introduction into the game. 32 minutes played in the second half. Still scoreless at Victoria Stadium. Uli Coco on the move on the right hand side, picked out by Greg Sloggett. First time cushioned pass by the Finn, finds Archie Davies. Davies has found Conor Malley right of the penalty area. Just for a second, a little bit of space for Malley. Decides to hold it up. Davies is in support still. Clips it forward towards Uli Coco. Dundalk do still have it. Archie Davies with the throw in, right in front of those Dundalk fans. Cipollina is back there and he's in the way for Magpies, and he's cleared it into the Dundalk half of the pitch. Andy Boyle will nod that back to his goalkeeper, Shepherd. I can't tell you just how imposing the Rock of Gibraltar is to a right hand side behind Nathan Shepherd's goal.
Some size,
it really is. It's a hell of a sight behind the goal. Here's Conor Malley back for Andy Boyle. Now Ansley. Stephen O'Donnell still in conversation with all of his players on the edge of the technical area. Alfie Lewis operating in deep midfield just at the moment. Now it's with Sloggett for Davies, right hand side, level with the edge of the penalty area, carrying it in field into the penalty area. Davies looking for the shot. It's come off of Bruno's Magpies player, and the pace just taken out of it, and the ball prevented from going behind for a corner kick for Dundalk by Jalen Hankins.
We were actually saying to Archie in training that to work on his finishing off his left, because he drives into the pitch, he comes inside really well, and he's got a few chances this season, but they've all came on his left foot from driving inside. So to be fair to him, for a right back, as much as he bombs on that, he nearly gets a chance a game from right back. So it's just small things like that you can work on, because he's brilliant at driving into the pitch like that.
Andy Boyle's header to Hooban looking for Kelly on the left hand side. Throw into Bruno's Magpies though. I mentioned the manager of Bruno's, Alfonso Contillo. This is the first game of his second spell in charge at the club. Former Sevilla player and one-time Malaga assistant. Here's a chance maybe for Nash, and Nash has lifted it over Nathan Shepherd, and it's not gone in, it's gone wide, and there may well have been a chance for Anthony Hernandez to get a final touch on that for Magpies, but he elected to allow it bounce towards goal, and it bounced wide. Was there a chance for Hernandez?
I think so. I'm with you on that, Adrian. Maybe he thought it was going in, and maybe
didn't want to take the goal away from his teammate.
Well, you just finish the ball, don't you? Archie, to be fair, recovered well. Maybe he got there ahead of him, but like you, I thought he was tapping it in, and I think Sheps maybe and Boyle maybe left it for each other there, but I think we got away with one again.
Liam Nash it was that lifted it over Nathan Shepherd, and it looked to be bouncing into the corner of the net, and perhaps Anthony Hernandez, new signing from Europa FC, where he recorded 7 goals and 5 assists last season. Perhaps he thought it was bouncing in and didn't want to touch it. Maybe he felt he was offside, or it's hard to know.
Yeah.
Maybe he was offside. We'd need another look at it. But still scoreless at Victoria Stadium, and a let off for Dundalk, and there have been a few. Here's Louis Ansley. Bruno's Magpies showing that they belong at this level. Greg Sloggett. Now it's Archie Davies. Davies looking for the run of Conor Malley, but once again Magpies in the way and clearing it away. Andy Boyle puts that across towards Davies on the right hand side. Here's Alfie Lewis with great centre of gravity and ability to turn on the ball, and he's looking to pick out Daniel Kelly on the left hand side. A little bit of space for Kelly, maybe to get up ahead of Seam against Dos Santos. Kelly onto the right foot, cross into the 6-yard box, once again too close to Jalen Hankins. not close enough to Pat Hooban, and Hankins clears his lines, but not the cleanest of clearances away. It's missed by Greg Sloggett in midfield though, and Hernandez sends that forward. Appeals for handball. It'll be a free kick to Dundalk.
He was clever there, Boiler, wasn't he, getting his body in front there? Your man had to run on him and he used his experience, but he looks like he could be struggling here, but we've taken one quick. Adrian, I actually think the ref has got every decision right.
It's been excellent
all game.
Man of the match so far.
Yeah.
Bruno's Magpies supporters not happy, but Andy Boyle is back to his feet. It'll be a free kick to Dundalk when they continue in just a moment. A couple of players, Pat Hooban and Daniel Kelly, and Jamie Coombs with the break and play, grabbing water once again. And we are back underway. Danny Cotter, all the Cotters in Kilkenny are listening in and trying to watch the stream as well today. It's a really good ball directed out towards Daniel Kelly on the left hand side. Kelly steps inside of Jamie Coombs, feeds it in towards Conor Malley. It's a heavy touch by Malley.
Great
clever touch though to find Greg Sloggett. Sloggett now away from Hernandez, and he's found Leahy left hand side. Chance to cross this, bends it in towards the back post. It's too high for Malley. It might break for Malley, doesn't. Magpies get it away. Good pressure that by Dundalk. Really good cross by Darragh Leahy.
Yeah, great ball in. Second ball there looked dangerous, but good recovery there from the defenders. Can we get another delivery in here?
Really good defending back there by Liam Nash for Bruno's Magpies, and he's fouled by Alfie Lewis, and a first Dundalk player into the referee's notebook, and that brings cheers, ironic cheers from the Magpies supporters.
I think there could be one coming for their manager as well.
Alfonso Contijo is getting a yellow card as well, and that's being roundly booed on this side by the home supporters. Contijo looks perplexed, and why me is the
ref's been calm, hasn't he though?
He's
been really controlled the game very well, to be fair to him. It's Conor Malley down, isn't it?
Conor Malley is down on the edge of the Bruno Magpies penalty area.
A bit of cramp creeping in there last 5-6 minutes.
I said it earlier on, we were just talking with the referee. It's his first time refereeing a European game. He's been fourth official 6 times previously in the conference, the Europa Conference League, but his first time ever in charge of a match, and I think he'll be getting more games.
Absolutely. And he set the tone early on. He let things go, to be fair. I know I was shouting for a few first half, but he's kept it like that, hasn't he? And he's let it go and he's let the game flow, which is good, because you know European games can be stop-start and that, but he's been very good.
Conor Malley getting attention to his right leg at the moment from Danny Miller. So important for Dundalk that they don't lose his services with players like you, Keith, on the bench, who'd be, a similar sort of a creative player,
Absolutely, and Conor has that, to be fair. He's technically gifted. I think he'll get better and better as you see in the league. It's obviously new to him, this league, and he's found his way a little bit, but the last few games I think he's been brilliant for us, and technically as good as anyone in the league.
Referee just allowing a few seconds for players to get some water on board. We've had 39 minutes of the second half here, and still scoreless between these two sides. Malley does look fit to continue. Stephen O'Donnell so far just using the one substitute, Alfie Lewis, replacing Ryan O'Kane, who probably would be still in the game hadn't he gotten cramp in the second half. Malley making his way back to the halfway line and about to come back into the game. Here's the free kick from Hankins, who's directed across towards Hernandez on the right hand side, beaten in the air by Darragh Leahy. Alfie Lewis bundled over it by Hernandez. Free kick to Dundalk, well inside their own half. Leahy tempted to play it off of Liam Nash, but elects to hold on to it, and now has found his left centre back, Louis Ansley.
John Martin en route, Adrian.
So Martin about to come into the game for Dundalk. Padge Craig just giving him some instructions before he comes in.
To be fair to our bench, have racked up good numbers, haven't they? Our bench this year, they've been a massive asset. I'm not just saying it because I'm on it every week, but but they have, haven't they? The numbers. He
has, and John Martin has been one of those, hasn't he? He's been a really good contributor from the bench this season, John Martin. First European match as well for John Martin. It's a relatively inexperienced Dundalk side. I know we have Pat Hooban at one end and we have Andy Boyle at the other with experience in it, but there aren't many European appearances among them all, are there?
No, just probably Greg and maybe Darragh, is it?
Yeah.
And then the rest could be new to them all, to be fair.
A lot of players new to European football here this evening.
Dickey as well.
Yeah. Martin preparing to come in for his 60th appearance for Dundalk. And as I said, his first European appearance. This might be the opportunity. Martin, very quickly, Dundalk have a free kick on the far side, and he touches the back of the fourth official, saying, "This is my moment."
He's on for the winner.
Yeah. So it'll be Johannes Uli Koko who'll make way for John Martin.
It can be difficult, can't it, for a lot of the lads that are new to the league and playing their first European game. Just the unknown of it and that, and the temperature and everything about it. It's obviously like a Pat and Boiler, but the new lads coming in, it takes a game and just to understand it and the surroundings and that. But I thought he's dealt with it well, to be fair.
Dundalk with a free kick in a good position. I seem to remember you putting a ball into Pat Hooban against Shamrock Rovers from this position.
Tell you what, it was some header, wasn't it?
It was some cross, Keith, to be fair to you. In it goes from Conor Malley, and it's towards Andy Boyle at the back post. It's Greg Sloggett helping it back in there. Cipollina is appealing for something. I think he felt he was fouled or kicked in there. Bruno's Magpies send it away. Here's Liam Nash controlling it on his chin, I think it was. Dundalk have turned it over. Archie Davies puts that out off Magpies player. Does he for a throw into Dundalk? No, it's gone the other way. Magpies throw in. So Martin into the game for Dundalk. He's gone in on the right hand side. Direct replacement for Johannes Uli Koko. He'd been operating on that side since the departure of Ryan O'Kane. And there's a Magpies player down. It may well be Cipollina. It looks like they're going to have to make a change. Certainly that indication has been sent across to Alfonso Contijo, and he has selected his option to come into the game. It's Scott Ballantyne, a new arrival at the club from Manchester 62, one of those Gibraltar teams. Spent the second half of last season on loan at the Magpies, and he'll get his chance to come into the game. And Cipollina certainly seemed to limp away from an injury, or with an injury a few moments ago, and it will be him to have his place taken by Scott Ballantyne. Actually made his Gibraltar national team debut off the bench for the final 17 minutes of their 3-0 defeat to Ireland in June in Dublin. Scott Ballantyne. Cipollina makes his way off in front of the Dundalk fans, and well, he's not getting a warm round of applause, let's put it that way, but it's all good humoured. Scott Ballantyne races across to that left back position to replace Cipollina. At least Dundalk won't have to deal with those throw-ins
in the
remainder of the game.
And the time he takes taking them as well. 5 minutes maybe, Adrian, we'll be looking at, you think?
Could well be, yeah, with Ryan O'Kane going down and Cipollina, and Diaz has been down as well.
There's been a few stoppages.
Yeah, and the water break too. So we have a minute and a half of normal time left on the clock. Stephen O'Donnell has a wee look at his watch. Archie Davies heads one forward. Pat Hooban is chasing after this. It's dealt with by Diaz, put out for a throw into Dundalk. John Martin wants a winner here. He's gone racing after that, Paul, and he's encouraging Archie Davies to come forward. Archie Davies has been on for the whole match.
It's easy when you've come on, isn't
it? Here is Davies to take the throw. Well, the throw has been awarded the other way. John Martin doesn't understand that.
It's true, but he hasn't thought that John took that as a throw-in, did he?
Throw-in will be given to Bruno's Magpies inside the final minute of the 90.
Here we go.
Magpies with the throw. Ballantyne throws it down the line towards Liam Nash. There's a player out in front in white for Dundalk. Greg Sloggett. Wall pass from Pat Hooban into midfield. Conor Malley has his pocket pick, but it works out for Darragh Leahy. Outside of the boot by Leahy towards Daniel Kelly. Tried to check inside with the ball. Dos Santos in the way, but the referee once again very wisely calling the ball back for a free kick to Dundalk.
Yeah, good refereeing again. It's in a dangerous position, about 25 yards out, is it?
Padge Craig being urged back into the technical area. Had come a long way from it. Fourth official taking no nonsense.
Has he tried to get the football, has he? I think he has.
7 minutes of time added on here.
I'll take that.
And Dundalk with a free kick in another good position here. Greg Sloggett and Conor Malley, the player standing over this for the Lily Whites. We are, as I said, inside the 7 minutes of time added on. As Cipollina makes his way past us here in the main stand, back to the Bruno Magpies dugout. Free kick for Dundalk. Conor Malley, 4 players in green in the Magpies wall. Malley Looks like he's shaping up for a direct shot at goal here.
Yeah, it could. He might stand it up to the back, but he could have a go here. He's well capable of it, Conor, but I think he's going to stand it up to the back post.
Ball about 15-18 yards outside the penalty area. Yeah. Malley, he's going to lift it in towards the back post. Met by Sloggett, tried to head it back across the 6-yard box, and Magpies have got it away. And there might be a chance to break for Magpies now. Out on the left-hand side, it's Wanye Arguez. He's looking for the ball, switched across to the right-hand side to Liam Nash. Nash brilliant looking to take it with him. Daniel Kelly running back, puts it behind for a corner kick to Bruno's Magpies.
Another lone buster, wasn't it? Like, you don't see that off screen, don't you know how much.
No, and we've seen plenty of it from Daniel Kelly today.
Yeah, and that's what he brings, to be fair to Dickie. It's great how much we've missed him to start the season, his injuries and that. He's been so unlucky the last year, but he's still one of the best wingers in the league on his day, Dickie, and even that, he gives you that as well, both sides of the game. He runs back as he does, as quick as he runs forward, and not many players can say to do that, can they?
Anthony Hernandez will take the corner kick, both arms in the air by Hernandez, right footed delivery, just cuts across the ball, sends it towards the back post. It's too much distance on it for anyone in green. It's been sent back out towards Hernandez, and it's gone behind for another corner kick for the home side, so they will get to exert more pressure on the Dundalk defence. Hernandez, this time it's one arm in the air. It'll be a different training ground move from Magpies, right footed towards the front post a little more, met by Conor Malley, and the referee spotted an infringement inside the penalty area, a foul on a Dundalk player, and it's Andy Boyle, the player fouled. It'll be a free kick to the Lily Whites, and that little spell of Magpies pressure dissipates, and we've had over 2 minutes now of the stoppage time.
Ref's not having any of it. Look, he got up quick enough, didn't he?
It was Ruben Diaz, the player down, the Magpies player. He's racing back now to his central defensive position. Dundalk have the ball in their central defensive position with Andy Boyle. Now it's with Lewis towards Ainsley. Ainsley has to scamper a little to keep it in play on the left hand side, and turns back inside to Boyle. 20 yards inside the Dundalk half, looking towards the left. Darragh Leahy is the target. John Martin with the flick on, gets the flick on to Leahy. Can he stop it? Getting to the end line, he can, and he's cut the cross in. Dundalk might get a corner kick out of this. John Martin sends it back into the penalty area. Daniel Kelly still. Leahy wants it on his outside. Leahy, one touch, second touch, looking to send it in once more. Blocked by Magpies. Alfie Lewis has it. Back out for Leahy again. More time to send the cross in. Good shape on this one towards Hooban. Diaz is in the way. Here's Conor Malley with a chance to shoot, and it's come off John Martin, and it's gone behind. Goal kick for Bruno's Magpies.
Good bit of pressure there, great ball in from Dara. Patch has gone on the wrong side of it, did he, from the cross? And then Conor, to be fair, his touch gone on. John can't do anything about that, but I think, if we another 5 minutes ago here, I'd fancy us to nick one, but what have we got? Maybe another 2 or 3 minutes, have we?
3.5 minutes of the 7 being added on. Dan Pope is listening in this evening as well, and he's enjoying the commentary along with he's watching on the live stream. He's managed to sync it up. Fair play to you, Dan. You're a technical wonder. I've tried that myself in the past with some of them and found it difficult. It's a free kick to Dundalk. Darragh Leahy will take it. Going to be another yellow card for Magpies player, is it? Well, hang on, he's coming across to the bench. It's not the referee this time. The referee, it's one of the Magpies officials or one of the players we can't see. There's a covering over the bench. And the referee out with another yellow card. This time though, not Alfonso Contillo. Free kick to Dundalk. Darragh Leahy takes it. Ainsley. Here's Leahy again. Leahy teases it ahead of Alfie Lewis. Lewis being hassled by Nash. Here's Hernandez for Magpies. He's played that off of a Dundalk player, and that's out for a throw in to the home side. Dos Santos forward to take this one. This Bruno's Magpies' second ever European campaign. Last season, their first, and they faced Irish opposition then too. Crusaders at this stage of the competition. They were defeated over 2 legs, but only by a single goal on aggregate. Finished 4-3 to Crusaders. Magpies scored in both legs and won the home tie. Just a little bit of uncertainty between Daniel Kelly and Archie Davies as to who was going to go for the ball. Eventually it's sent out for a throw-in on the far side, which Scott Ballantyne will take.
Ball boys on the pitch.
Ballantyne to take this throw. Throws it long up that left hand side. Hernandez protecting it and finding Carlos Garcia. Still have it, Bruno's. They've worked it out to Garcia again on the left hand side. Liam Nash is the player in the middle. And Dundalk have defended that well once again. Another throw in though to Bruno's Magpies. Scott Ballantyne brings it forward. Ballantyne 18 yards from the corner flag at the Rock of Gibraltar end of the ground.
Looks like he could have a long throw as well, but the body's in the box that they've gone short.
Throws it short instead to his right hand side. Now it is sent into the penalty area, helped towards goal by Dan Bent, but off target. Goal kick for Dundalk, and Nathan Shepherd immediately goes to retrieve the ball. No sense that Dundalk want to hold out for a draw here to bring back to Oriel Park. The intent is to get a winning goal. We are inside the final minute of stoppage time. Louis Ansley with the ball. Now Boyle moves up to the top of the centre circle and now up to the halfway line. He's found a good ball to Alfie Lewis. Lewis has a player on the right hand side. It's Davies. First touch and second touch brings it inside. Can't quite link up with Greg Sloggett, and the referee has seen enough here at Victoria Stadium, and Dundalk have successfully, I think you'll have to say, seen it out to a 0-0 draw here against Bruno's Magpies side, who are worthy opponents at this stage of this competition. They acquitted themselves very well, both teams did. Magpies have certainly had the opportunities, probably the greater number of clear-cut opportunities, Keith. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think we dominated. We had more of the possession, but going on chances, they'll come away disappointed. They haven't scored maybe 2 goals, same with us maybe. All in all, maybe a fair result going off chances, but I think we'll come away maybe just a little bit disappointed not to get the goal or to win the game, but obviously only half time, and bringing them back to Oriel, I'd like to think we'll be confident.
Have you seen enough here to suggest that Dundalk can complete the job in Oriel Park?
Yeah, I do, to be honest, and obviously the tempo will go up in our place with the weather and that, and obviously I think they have a lot of older bodies and that, so if we can bring that tempo next week and maybe get 1 or 2 more bodies back and just bring that high tempo that we brought to the Shamrock Rovers game, I think they'll find that hard to deal with, and I think we can go and get the win, definitely.
Dundalk supporters over there, the Dundalk players heading across to acknowledge the Dundalk supporters. They do travel in great numbers to these European games, don't they?
Always. All the big away games, they always turn out in the numbers, and that's a great turnout for an away game, isn't it, to be fair, and fair play to them. It does make a big difference for the players. Seeing that coming out, as a player, that's what it's all about, and it does make a massive difference for us.
Keith, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining me here this afternoon. Really enjoyed having you on board, and best of luck with your recovery from the injury. Hope we might see you on a commentary between now and the end of the season at some point, but I really appreciate you doing it, and everybody, as you can tell from Twitter, really enjoyed your commentary this afternoon.
Cheers.
Thanks everybody at home who have joined us and listened today. I know that you were listening in big numbers this afternoon to today's match. It's a positive enough result, I think, for Dundalk. I think it's fair to say they haven't been beaten here. They head back to Oriel Park. As Keith says, it's just half time in the tie, and they will be confident that they can finish the job next week in Oriel Park. We will of course bring that game to you live on LMFM again next week. That's it from the Victoria Stadium in Gibraltar. We will of course have reaction from the match tomorrow on LMFM Sports Services on radio and online. Do follow out or watch out for that tomorrow. But from Victoria Stadium, it's finished. Bruno's Magpies 0, Dundalk 0. Thank you very much for your company today.